Welcome to my video lecture. I am Dr. A.Vel Murugan, Associate Professor, Devamata Mechanical Engineering, Government College of Engineering, Chettikare, Dharmaburi. In this video lecture from upcoming semester Thermal Engineering 1, Unit 4 Internal Combustion Engine and Performance and System. From Module 6, we can discuss about the lubrication in the internal combustion engine, and also we can discuss about the supercharger and a turbocharger. Finally, we can discuss about the cooling system used for the internal combustion engines. So from this slide, we can discuss about the lubrication in the internal combustion engines. From that lubrication is various types of lubrication. The first one is mist lubrication. Second one is vent sub lubrication. Based upon the vent sub lubrication, there is a splash system. Another one is a splash and pressure system. After that, pressure type system. So finally, we can discuss about the dry sump lubrications. So first, we can discuss about the mist sump lubrication. So mist sump lubrication is generally used for the two-stroke engines. From the two-stroke engine, that is a we can using certain amount of lubricating oil is mixed with the petrol itself. This usual ratio is 2% to 3%. From the olden days, from the TVS XL Super or TVS 50, we can fill the fuel from the petrol from the filled in the fuel tank means. So we can additionally add 10 ml to 20 ml, that is a lubrication oil. From here, that is a air fuel mixture is entered to the crankcase, bottom of the crankcase. From this condition, the from that transport port, the fuel is goes to the upper portion of this. With the help of the spark plug, the combustion will be started. For that time, from the high temperature, the petrol will be vaporized. After here, the thin film of the lubrication is present on the piston, connecting rod, and a crankcase. So this type of lubrication is used for the mist lubrication. So that's why we can give the when the petrol mixture is enter into the crankcase, due to the high temperature, there will be the petrol will be vaporized. So during this time, the thin film of the lubricating oil is present on the crankcase, cylinder walls, crankshaft, and the bearings. So next system is that is a splash system lubrication. From here, that is oil is present on the sump. So from here, from the sump, from the engine is accommodated from the engine cylinder, connecting rod, crankshaft, piston, and piston rings. So from the design of this connecting rod, there will be present on the splashing scoop. So what is the purpose of using the splashing scoop means the this scoop will be lifting the oil goes to the upper portion of the cylinder head. So for that condition, we can using for this type of scoop system. So why from here the splash type of lubrication system is used. So if the oil is goes to the upper portion means they have maintained the temperature and reduce the temperature, and also we get the from the engine parts we get the lubrications. So next system is splash and pressure system. From here, there will be separate oil tanker oil, the lubrication tank is available. From here, the lubrication oil is present. So this type of system is used for the multi-cylinder engine. So generally, the cylinder from the cylinder, there will be accommodated the cylinder head, piston rings. After that, the crankshaft, connecting rod, and journal bearings, different types of bearings, camshaft, all are present and is accommodated in this in cylinder. So based upon this system, the oil will be pumped. It will be goes to the bottom of the crankcase. From the bottom of the crankcase, based upon the connecting rod, there will be scoop will be present. So what is the purpose of using the scoop means they have lifted the oil from the upper portion of the engine parts. So if we get the lubrication present on the upper part means we get the crankcase and the cylinder block and the crankshaft and the bearings also available from there. They have used for that lubrication oil is used for this system. Generally, this pressure system is the highly the from here the separate pump is used, that oil is goes to the bottom of the crankcase. So this type of system is used for the flash and the pressure system. So next we can discuss about the pressure type lubrication system. So nowadays in the car, automobile, four wheelers, and bus, trucks, we can using this type of system. From here we can using the oil sump is present. From the oil sump, they have separate pump is available. So what is the purpose of this pump means they have lifted the oil, it is goes to the all the moving parts. So generally the engine will be accommodated the crankcase, crankshaft, piston rings, camshaft, inlet valve, and exhaust valve. After that, oil galleries. So the oil will be goes to the each and every area. That is a particularly if you need oil will be recovered from the piston cylinder liner means they have splashed the oil. So this type of system is nowadays used for the multi-cylinder engines. So nowadays it is used for the car, lorry, buses. So here this system is effectively, and also the lubrication is easily transferred to all the area of the engine cylinder. cylinders. After that, we can see the wet sump pressure system. From this wet sump pressure system, the oil is present on the wet sump. With the help of the pump, the oil will the pump, so the pump will be lifted, the oil goes to the bearings. So after that, we get the lubrication is present on the bearings, and also we after completion of the oil is goes to the again it goes to the sump. So without need not record for the extra pump. So depending upon the gravity, that oil is again it goes to the wet sump. So next system is that is a dry sump lubrication. From the dry sump lubrication, from that engine block having two carriage, one carriage is that is a crankshaft carriage, another carriage is the piston connecting rod, other carriages. So if in this type of system is used for the aircraft engine, so because of if we using this aircraft is doing from the stunt operation, means that if you not follow this carriage system, means the oil is moves to all the direction, it will be the lubrication is not record for the fulfill for the entire system. For that conditions, that is a this engine block is divided into two carriages. From the one carriage, there is oil is available. This oil is goes to the with the help of the scavenging pump, it is goes to the crankshaft carriage, and another pump is record with the help of the filter, that oil is goes to the piston and connecting rod. So from the what is the purpose, means because of in the aeroplane or that is high performance rally vehicles, these vehicles are using for the stunt operations. So for that condition, we can using this type of dry sump lubrication system. So next slide, we can discuss about the supercharger and the turbocharger. So nowadays in this multi-cylinder engine, nowadays all the vehicles from that multi-cylinder engine and the power lorries and the trucks, we can using the supercharger and turbocharger. So supercharging is generally used for method of increasing the air capacity of an engine is known as supercharging. The device is used to increase the air density known as a supercharger. Supercharger is merely a blower or a compressor that provides a denser charge to the engine. So generally in the supercharger is used for the spark ignition engine. The supercharger is in the SA engine is employed only the aircraft and racing car engines. Apart from the supercharging is the process of improving the volumetric efficiency of the engine by using the power of the engines. So supercharging is result is increase the intake temperature of the engine, and also to reduce the ignition delay and increase the flame speed. So these are all the important parameters used for if you are using the supercharger in the SA engine, means we get the reduce the temperature of the engine, and also the reduce the ignition delay and increase the flame speed. Both these effect is resulted the greater tendency that is we can avoid the knocking and also detonation, and also that is a pre-ignition. For this reason, we can using the supercharged petrol engine is employed lower compression ratio. So next we can using the supercharger is used for the CA engine. In the case of CA engine, the supercharger is does not result in any combustion problem. Rather, it improves the compression and also increase the pressure and the temperature of the induced air reduces, and also the ignition delay, and hence the rate of pressure rises result is better, and quieter and smooth combustion will be occur on the compression ignition engines. So from this figure, we can see the schematic view of the supercharger, how the supercharger is working in the internal combustion engine. So generally the supercharger, so before we go to the supercharger is used for the CA engine, means first of all, you know what will be without supercharger, what will be happen. So generally the atmosphere carries enter to the combustion chamber. This from that air is occupied around 200 cc in the displacement of the combustion chamber. So with the help of the spark plug to with the help of the injector to inject the fuel, and we get the combustion. For example, if you using the supercharger, means what will be happen, means that air will be entered to the combustion chamber forcefully, and also that is a push and pull operation will be happen. So from here, if the air is entered to the combustion chamber, means we get the 300 cc. So if we get the 300 cc, means we get the better efficiency and also better output of the engines. So that purpose we can get the supercharger. So if you using the supercharger, mean we get the 50% of the power will be reduced and 50 power will be increasing, and also we get the better economy and better flame structure will be happen. So how to the supercharger is working means, from here the ambient air is entered to the supercharger. So supercharger is connected to with the help of the belt drive in the timing adjustment, and also it is synchronized to the crankshaft of the engine. From here we can rotate the supercharger with the help of the belt drive. So what we can here we can using the supercharger is a centrifugal compressor. The work of the centrifugal compressor is to suck the atmospheric air, and that low pressure air is compressed to the high pressure air. So that high pressure air is entered to the directly, it is not goes to the combustion chamber. So for that in between this in between the air we can using the intercooler. So generally the intercooler is a heat exchanger. So this supercharger air is goes to the intercooler. If the intercooler is cool the air, after that is a one of the heat exchanger, that air is goes to the combustion chamber. So after that we get the better fuel economy and also better fuel efficiency, and also we get the greater power output. If we using the supercharger in the CA engine means we get the better power output. Next slide we can discuss about the turbocharger. So this figure is a schematic view of the turbocharger. So generally the turbocharger is used for the C engines. Before, why nowadays we can using the turbocharger in the C engines. So how to this before the turbocharger is why we have invented this turbocharger means, because of the first we can invented this turbocharger is used for the aeroplane and the ships. So what is the purpose of using the turbocharger in the aeroplane means, because of the aeroplane is operating in the cold conditions. So from the cold conditions, that is a air pressure is very less. So that purpose we can using the turbocharger. If using the turbocharger mean we get the better output and a better engine power output. So nowadays we can using the multi-cylinder engine, the turbocharger. So function of the turbocharger is, from here the blower and the compressor and the turbines are mounted on the same shaft. The compressor is run by the turbine, and the turbine is run by the exhaust gas. Here the turbine shaft is connected to the compressor shaft. So generally the exhaust gas is moved to the exhaust manifold. That exhaust gas is impinges to rotate the turbine blade. So from that, after the gas is goes to the exhaust of the gas turbine. So if we have rotate the turbine means, that shaft is connected to the compressor. That compressor work is the low pressure air is compressed to deliver the high pressure air. That high pressure air is goes to the compression from the combustion chamber is directly. So in between here we can using the intercooler. So what is the purpose of intercooler means, we can cool the air, that is a heat exchanger. After that the air is goes to the combustion chamber. So if using this turbocharger means, we have to increase the more power output in the engines. So from here we can see the photographic view of the turbocharger. From here from the cylinder there will be, from the exhaust manifold the hot air is goes to the turbine. From here the turbine wheel is design of the turbine wheel is from the shape of the turbine wheel is from here. After you can see the upper portion of the compressor is, there is a compressor, that is a centrifugal compressor. So first we can rotate the turbine blade, that is impinges to rotate the turbine blade. So from that, the shaft is connected to the compressor. From the compressor to absorb the suck the air, that is a atmospheric air, that the low pressure air is compressed to deliver to the high pressure air. That high pressure air is goes to the that is a, from the intercooler. From the intercooler is generally I told about you, that is a heat exchanger, that they have cooled the air. After that air is goes to the inlet manifold. So next we can discuss about the water cooling system. So from the every engine, that the cooling system is very important. So we can maintain the temperature from the cooling system from the engine body and also radiator. So nowadays we can using the electronic control units are used to maintaining the separate sensors are present on the radiator cap, radiator and also engine body. That sensor is sensed, and how much amount of water is present, what is the temperature level, everything gives the signal to the EC unit. As as I told about earlier, from 1 millisecond, they give the 400 signal gives to the EC unit. So separate sensors, that is a temperature sensors are present on the radiator and also engine body. From here, we can using the cooling system is, that is a thermosiphon cooling system is used from the multi-cylinder engine. Here the water is circulated through the water jackets and around the combustion chamber, cylinders, wall seat and wall stem. Here the water takes heat of the combustion and it is cooled by the radiator fan from the water recirculation. From here we can goes to the water is goes to the radiator with the help of the fan and the fins. They have cooled, that is a radiator also one of the heat exchanger. So we can transfer the heat from goes to the atmosphere. With the help of the fan we can reduce the temperature. Again the water will be circulated. So this type of system is known as a thermosiphon system. From here, that is a, here the blue color line is indicated, that is a, from here, from that water jacket the coolant will be circulated from here. So next slide, we can discuss about the forced circulation system. So this system is used in the large number of automobiles like cars, tractor, even heavy trucks. Here the flow of water from the radiator to the water jacket is assisted by the pump. From here, compared to thermosiphon system, that forced circulation system, here from the system we can separate pump is available, because of if we need more power and more heat will be present on the combustion chamber, means with the help of the pump we can circulate the water from the day, we can reduce the temperature and also immediately we can the effect get the affected from the radiator, and also we can cool the engine with the help of this forced circulation of the water. So this type of system is nowadays used for the car, buses, tractor and even heavy trucks also used for the forced circulation system. Thank you.